Welcome if you're Ring the Belle. This is DS, and we're here for the Survivor Series 2022 WarGames review, and we have very special guest here for the WrestleCade weekend. Who's the gang? Jazzy Yang! Second generation pro wrestler Jazzy Yang here, and of course, the legendary. This is the first time we had WWE alumni for the review series. Jimmy Wang Yang's here.
Oppa wrestling, right?
The Oppa wrestling. Yeah, this is a full Korean panel today.
안녕하세요. 나 이름은 Jazzy Yang입니다.
Yeah, it kind of worked. So we're all here in Winston-Salem for the WrestleCade weekend, but we watched Survivor Series last night, and we're going to talk about the War Game, the women's War Game that opened the show. For the first time on the main roster, we had women's War Games. 5-on-5, it's Team Bianca versus Team Damage Ctrl. Let's start with talking about Ring the Belle's favorite, attires. What was your favorite attire?
So I think they all look good, but I personally love Dakota Kai's gear this time. I love the pants, whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's really cool.
She's got like little Kelly chaps and everything. Yeah. That was really cool. I really like Alexa Bliss's gear. She's been saving money recently. She was not getting new gear for some reason. She was wearing the same thing every week, but she decided to get a new gear, which was really awesome.
Kind of looked like Cinderella.
I can see that.
What she was going for.
That entire team had like blue and orange theme going on, so which was kind of fun. Did any gear stand out to you?
I like the man. Becky Lynch, she looked badass, right?
She did.
I had the shoulder pad, like she looked tough.
She's back to the man, but then she still had that big times aesthetics a little bit, so it's like a nice combination. She looked like a cool Power Rangers villain.
Yeah, for sure. And then she wasn't saving any money on wardrobes, right? Like not like Alexis, and even like me, Jimmy Wang Yang, mine is the cheapest gear ever from Walmart. I appreciate Alexa Bliss saving money, but my favorite was Becky's because she looked like a badass Power Ranger.
And I also noticed that Nikki Cross, her new outfit is not like, she didn't go back to her old Nikki Cross, but it's basically like the heel version. Yeah.
It still looked like her superhero gear last time.
It is, but like a dark version of that. I also have to mention Rhea Ripley. When she was waiting in the cage, she was just like doing pull-ups, which was hot.
Really hot. I saw a meme on Twitter earlier. I was like, oh man.
Everyone's calling Rhea, mommy, step on me. Can we talk about this Dakota Kai being just brutalized over this whole match?
That kind of match, right? That would be a really hard match to do. Almost an hour long because it's 5 minutes, then 3. Just to get the match started, it was 30 minutes.
Right.
So to me, I'm watching that, I'm like, wow, this is going to be really hard for these girls to pull it off.
And it's interesting because the match actually doesn't officially start until that 30 minutes. So you can't do any like pinfalls or anything. So you're right. It's a very
complex match.
Right. Difficult to get the crowd invested the whole first half an hour.
First thing I always think about is safety. That match was crazy. Like Bayley got dropped on her head and then
Did you see that?
Bianca was like powerbombing her, right?
She just folded.
There was a lot of scary spots here.
And the moonsault off the top, and I don't know if you saw it, but the Bianca's leg caved in when she caught her. I'm like,
there were a lot of high flying spots here. Usually there's like one in War Games, but there was Nikki Cross going on top and like going crazy on everyone. Which was her own team. She doesn't give a she's crazy.
Nikki's pulling out the kendo stick, trash cans, and all this stuff, and then the ladder's coming out. I'm like, what is going on?
Even like when Mia came in, she saw all her teammates were there, down, they're attacking them, and she took her time with the trash can.
I don't think she could get them out. The door to get in is kind of
small, Referee like making sure that nobody hits the head on the door. So that was really cute.
Also, I remember seeing Alexa just run the ring, and she had to jump over the camera cables. I'm like, what is going on?
What did you think of Alexa's performance here? Because she came in really strong at first, attacking everyone, and it was like, oh yeah, Alexa's here to wrestle. Then she for rest of the match, she kind of was sleeping.
Yeah, until her and Nikki Cross had that
the handcuff spot.
Did you get that?
I thought that was cute because Nikki and Alexa Bliss used to be best friends.
Yes.
We're best friends again. We're handcuffed together, holding hands. You did not like it.
No, I just didn't understand it.
You were handcuffed your best friend?
I wouldn't say best friend. Different type of friend. I don't do that with best friends. The other spot that I really liked was Bianca Belair just breaking the kendo stick into half.
Oh, yeah.
That was really badass.
She looks jacked.
She really is. There's a video of her working out her back.
Oh,
and you know how Raquel's whole thing is showing off her back for entrance? I think she needs to work out more after seeing that Bianca Belair.
Who has the best back? Bianca, Raquel,
Rhea too. Raquel's got to work on it.
Rhea, jacked too. And
Yeah, they're so jacked.
Nice.
Of course, we have to talk about Asuka and Io's face-off. WWE has been they've been saving it. They've been teasing it.
Yeah.
They've been stingy. They never gave us a one-on-one yet. But whenever they go at each other, it's electrifying.
Yeah. When you put them two in there, they represent Japanese women's wrestling.
Right.
So when they have that opportunity, I know their mindset is, let's show the world that we are Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah. So they definitely did that. I mean, Io, okay, everyone's talking about this one spot that Io was doing that double knee. I don't even know how that happened.
You can see she was disappointed after. Like, you could see it in her face, like, after it was...
Oh, is it?
Like, you could tell she was...
You know, blotches and stuff, that happens, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's part of wrestling.
Right.
You know, everybody wants to jump on something and say, oh man, they effed up that spot and put on blotches and makes memes about it, all this kind of stuff. But really, you know, the people watching, they don't understand how hard that job is.
Right.
That match, it's an hour long. You know, cardio and whatever, memory, everything like that. It's like, if that match didn't have no blotches in it, like, that would be unbelievable.
I also love that. So Io did this really iconic spot in the WarGames where she put...
Trash can.
The trash can. She put a trash can on her and then she like fell. Becky Lynch brought that back a little bit, putting that on Io. She did that leg drop, which was really cool. I think they're especially trying to make Rhea look like a badass, potentially building her into like next challenger for Bianca Belair, because I thought for some reason Damage Control leader Bayley, she might be coming out last, but then Rhea Ripley coming out last. I feel like they're trying to build her into something. And even when Becky was having a face-off with Bayley, she was like, "Get up, you bitch! Get up! Come at me, bitch!" She was saying a lot of bitches.
Yeah.
And then after that, when she turned around, it was Rhea Ripley waiting for her. So I was like, maybe Becky versus Rhea or Bianca versus Rhea could be coming?
Becky versus Bayley, maybe. It seems like they had like a long
They do.
stare-off.
I mean, after all the bitches she said, they better have another match after that.
Well, I really like Rhea, so like, and I really like Alexis Bliss. I think she's amazing, one of the best women out there.
Oh.
Like talking, wrestling, acting, whatever. I'm like, man, she's really good. Why they're not pushing her? I don't know the reason. But I'm also very impressed with Rhea Ripley. Like the confidence that what she has is unbelievable.
Right.
Like seeing Rhea versus Bianca would be my WrestleMania match. So it's November, December, January, Royal Rumble, and then we're going to Mania season. So like I would like to see the build Rhea versus Bianca.
Love the blue mist from Asuka. I did not expect that at all. And also, whenever there is multi-women match and there is Tower of Doom spot, all the women's wrestling fan goes like, there you go. The obligatory Tower of Doom. Yeah. And they trick us with that.
Yeah, they knock everybody off.
They're trying to go to that 10 women Tower of Doom or whatever, but they break it off. And I was like, thank God. Is that in like producer's manual? Like we have to have a Tower of Doom spot?
So another inside wrestling is that we used to do that spot almost every night on house shows.
Okay.
Because it was kind of easy and the anticipation, people would get all, you know, it's like, so it was me, Jamie Noble, as a producer now. All right, let's do a spot. We got 10 people in there. Hey, let's do the Tower.
Yeah.
You know, so I can see it, like we started that like 20 years ago. You know, it's like everybody keep on doing it. So it's kind of, I don't know, probably can blame me for that.
It's a long-lasting tradition, but they broke it. Actually, someone in the live chat, I will pay you money if they don't do it. He ended up paying money, which was great. So at the end, they like broke it into 3 groups. So Rhea and Mia, they like crashed into a ladder, which was awesome. Wait a minute,
We haven't talked about Mia.
we gotta talk about our Korean sister Mia. She was badass.
Yeah, she came with the trash cans, threw them in. She took her time. She came in, kicked ass.
That was the worst part of Mia, by the way. She was having difficulty throwing that trash can in there. Oh, I loved that when she came in, she like threw she threw the trash can right into the Koda and stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
So I remember she tried to get the gimmicks out in the cage and got stuck or something.
When she came into the ring, it was badass.
Yeah.
I just remember her doing a cannonball on the trash can in the corner.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things.
But the way that Rhea and Mia crashed into the ladder was freaking badass. On the other side, we had Alexa, Nikki, the former best friends, handcuffed together, being besties again. And
BSB.
is that Shaniqua?
Oh no! Shaniqua.
And then on the last part, we saw Bianca and Becky Lynch going against Damage Control. They brought back the whole SummerSlam angle, which was really cool. Bianca and Becky worked so well together, and then they put both Io and Dakota on the table, and Becky Lynch just squashed them from the top of the cage with the leg drop, winning the match. It was a really impressive match.
I was a former producer, and it's just keep going back to that match that you have 10 women out there, referees, and how complex. For an hour, you have an hour to put this match together.
Right.
Very impressed with these women that was able to pull this off. This many people on the same page is super hard, and nobody really would understand that except the people there.
Right.
You know, and the producers and directors and all that kind of stuff, and the talent. But it's amazing what those girls did for that match, WarGames, and it kind of blows my mind.
If you didn't know, Jimmy used to be a producer in WWE very recently, last year.
Yeah, last year.
The women's match was 40 minutes. It was even longer than men's match, so very impressive. I actually really enjoyed the match too. Like, it was really entertaining, action-packed. But I gotta say, some people are really upset because Damage Control has been losing everything. They lost the last women's standing match. They lost the ladder match.
They haven't won anything?
Nothing. Bianca Belair has been just crushing them over and over. And yes, they do have women's tag team championship. But I honestly forgot that at this point. Like, I didn't even remember that the tag title was a thing.
I didn't know they had the titles.
It's kind of sad to see them lose all this, everything.
The heels should be credible with taking the title away from whoever it is. Bianca's just running all over them.
Damage Control really fails to control their damage. It's just like they're never recouping their damage, which is really sad.
Yeah, I think they need to change their name, Damage Control, because they're not controlling their damage.
Right. Where do you think Bianca Belair is going with the Raw Women's title? What do you think?
I think Rhea's the next, or Charlotte.
So Bianca has defeated Sasha Banks multiple times at WrestleMania, Becky Lynch at WrestleMania.
Oh, so she has to get the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, so it's really Charlotte Flair that she needs to slay. So I feel like Bianca versus Charlotte makes sense for WrestleMania. But coming out of this match, I also see Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair being a really strong match for WrestleMania too.
Charlotte and Bianca, that's a marquee, right? Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair. We have pay-per-views leading up to WrestleMania. Royal Rumble would be a nice headline. Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. And then WrestleMania, Bianca Belair versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair. I see that as a marquee for WrestleMania, a big selling point.
For sure.
But Rhea's doing so well, like she needs to have that moment, and Royal Rumble's a really big pay-per-view, so nice.
And I think Becky is coming for Ronda, because that match has been teased for years, and we want it now. We just want that, and let's get over it.
Is Becky on SmackDown or Raw?
She's like on Raw right now, but who knows? Let's quickly move on to the next match. It's a SmackDown Women's Championship match, Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. Shotzi had a tall order here, because she's going against Ronda Rousey, who is a women's champion. She recently had an alliance with Shayna Baszler, so she's not gonna lose. Like, Ronda Rousey is not gonna lose. And definitely the storyline building up to it did not help Shotzi look. Nobody in that arena, nobody watching this match believed that Shotzi could win this. But for a babyface like Shotzi, she really needed that crowd support. But I feel like that was kind of difficult in this position where it's obvious that she's gonna lose. Compared to Ronda's other matches, I think Ronda let Shotzi do a lot of cool spots. There were parts where Shotzi was just like punching Ronda, and Ronda was like, wow, wow. And I was like, wow, Shotzi got good punch.
I actually liked the match. I know everyone on Twitter is talking about the one botch of the match, but I thought it was a good match overall.
Everyone is talking about this friggin' botch. What is this springboard DDT onto the apron part?
I feel like men botch so much, but no one ever talks about theirs. The only thing that's on Twitter right now is Shotzi and Ronda.
I'm always safety and execution with wrestling moves. Like, seeing them setting up for it, I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. I was like, if they hit it, it'd be great, but the components, it's like, I don't think this is gonna be smooth.
Oh, you could tell.
Yeah.
I wish that really connected, because that kind of like killed the vibe a little bit. But then they went to the next spot, which was there were fans, very muscly fans, sitting down. I don't know why they were so muscly, but there's tons of muscly guys sitting down, all at the same area with the tattoos. Shotzi just decided to dive off onto Ronda and Shayna to all the fans. And there was a Kayla Sparks there too. He was a fan. So that was a really cool spot.
Yeah, I didn't like it because it was too obvious, so it's like,
too obvious. They were
look
not
at it,
fans.
you can tell, but inside, but whatever. Not everybody knew that, so I guess so. It's okay.
Yeah, why couldn't they just get some like normal looking wrestlers to do that?
I feel like Shayna took a lot of beating, and she really didn't do like a lot to Shotzi, but she took a lot of beating.
Oh, so Shayna was not even like attacking Shotzi that much?
I feel like she took a lot of beating.
So you're sympathetic for Shayna here.
A little bit.
She was like, she didn't even do much. Why is Shotzi so mean to Shayna? Shayna was such a good friend. She like pushed Ronda out of the way to take the beating. Like,
well, y'all didn't talk about Shotzi's interest with that tank, and then like this time it like turned around,
right?
And did the kind of like the China interest with the
so
gut,
cool.
right? Y'all totally skipped over that.
You know, I'm just waiting for her WrestleMania entrance. If she gets one, it will be so epic.
Real tank.
Real tank, yeah.
Yeah,
She has to.
I got
you
to.
know,
Right?
You know how like Rusev came with the tank?
Yeah.
That could be Shotzi. That would be really cool. We have to talk about the "We Want Sasha" chant.
I know they were in Boston, and you know Sasha's from Boston.
Sasha has been kind of teasing into doing something in November.
No, that's who she's been wrestling, right? She went down to Mexico.
Yeah, she's been training too, so I'm like, she might be coming back. But if I were her, I would not come back anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same.
Yeah, I don't think she's done with wrestling, but I don't think there's any reason for her to come back right now because first of all, there's like 50 people coming back right now. It's very clear that she wants to explore outside of Hollywood stuff, acting, modeling. But if you're back in WWE full time, you can't really freely do that. So I think this is a really good time for her to explore that.
She's done Star Wars, man. Like
She did Star Wars. It's really great time to explore, but if it doesn't work out, she can always come back to wrestling, and people will still be hot for her, I think.
Being successful and being able to do Star Wars, you know, you done wrestling and hopefully you saved your money and all this kind of stuff, and you just do what you want to do for fun. You know, like that's the thing. If I had, you know, whatever amount of money in the bank account, I just want to have fun. I don't want to be controlled by this big company, you know. So it's kind of like if I had $5 million in the bank account, like, hey, what do you want to do? So hey, I want to go down to Mexico City and go. I love lucha libre.
Just train for fun.
Yeah, why not? Like it was a time to go down and have to see Mexico and train lucha libre. Oh, let me go to Japan and go hang out with the Japanese wrestling girls. So, like if you're in the WWE universe, that schedule's like bam, 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 bam. And once that stops, that's when people start going crazy because they're getting used to this lifestyle. Like and we have to be here, there. All right, stop. What? I needed to do something. Picking and choosing what you want to do instead of being forced to do something that you don't want to do.
She's loving life. Like what Michelle McCool said.
I feel like she wants to wrestle in Japan, right?
Oh, maybe Stardom? Because she has money, so she doesn't care.
It doesn't matter about
She might just go wrestle Kairi Sane there. So let's talk about Ronda Rousey's performance. There's a lot of criticisms about Ronda Rousey. I actually did enjoy Ronda's shit talking. She was like, should I break this ankle or that ankle? She was really funny with that. And she was just kicking Shotzi, like, I can beat you with my feet.
Ronda's, to me, super impressive. Like, she wrestles like she has more experience than, somebody that's only been wrestling for 4 years, right? And even being a heel and the things talking smack, and I think she's doing great.
I loved it. I don't know. I like Ronda.
You're a Ronda fan.
Yeah. I kind of want to look more like her in the ring than other people.
I thought your gimmick was K-pop.
Yeah, but I want to look like a badass.
Oh, you want to be a badass K-pop.
You want to be legit.
Got it. I would say this is not Ronda's best match.
I like her and Charlotte.
Of course, with Charlotte and Natty, she's in the good hands, But Shotzi, I think her moves are very unorthodox. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
It's kind of unpredictable.
Yeah.
So I think with that, Ronda had a little more difficulty kind of figuring out how to move around that. But I think Shotzi is very exciting as a performer, though. She has kind of rough around the edge vibe around her. There's something explosive about her, but just overall, it just didn't really.
Hell of an entrance. Love that entrance.
Actually, the finish was freaking deadly. So Ronda Rousey judo threw Shotzi off the top rope, and then Piper's Pit.
I don't think it needed the armbar because she did those big moves and then she did the armbar.
Extra salt in the wound because Shotzi tapped right away. She's like, I'm out.
It's a solid match.
I don't think you think that.
Walking away from that match, it's it was oil and water, watching them. But they did do some impressive stuff. The finish was off the top with a Japanese arm drag into the Piper's Pit. Right.
But I do want to say though, on paper, I did like Shotzi getting this opportunity. It's obvious that Ronda Rousey is going to go for Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair, one of those big storylines for WrestleMania. We have Survivor Series, which is a gimmick pay-per-view, and we've got Royal Rumble, which is another gimmick pay-per-view. So it's kind of difficult to get a legitimate challengers in or even change titles here. I think it's good that Ronda Rousey is facing people like Shotzi that doesn't normally get these pay-per-view matches.
She's put her time in and she's good. But that match with Ronda and Shotzi just, was oil and water. But it's great that WWE's giving her opportunities. Like people love Shotzi. Ronda and Shotzi, they did what they had to do, and that's like,
Yeah. All right, so that is our Survivor Series review.
Don't bury us too bad, okay?
We're on our way to Royal Rumble. There's going to be no pay-per-view in December, which is kind of sad. Oh, let's do a quick one. Who do you think should win Royal Rumble?
Jimmy Wang Yang.
For women's match.
Oh, women's wrestling. I say, like Jazzy Yang. No, I'm just kidding.
Ariana Grace. If she's back.
Okay, it's not the one who you want to win. Who do you think will win?
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley winning will be really good.
I'm going with my girl Victoria. She's coming back. Gonna win that Rumble. Go to WrestleMania, baby. Widow's Peak. Everybody in there.
I do really wish Victoria do come back in live audience.
No, but really, I want Gail to come back. Gail Kim. That one. Tell about surprise there. Come on, like.
Stephanie McMahon could be in the Rumble.
I actually would love to see Stephanie McMahon in the Rumble. That's like my
I
dream.
want to see her wrestle again.
Yes, I do too. I think Rhea Ripley winning this year would finally make sense.
Charlotte might come back.
I know that Charlotte is probably one of the picks too. Winning for the second time? Girl. It's the for me. There's more people that deserve that, I think. But WWE might surprise us, so I'm here for the
They
surprise.
always do, so.
Yeah, I'm here for the surprise. Thank you so much for joining in for this Survivor Series review. Jazzy, where can we all find you?
JazzyYang.com. And my Instagram's Jazzy Yang. Twitter's Jazzy Wang Yang. Facebook Jazzy Wang Yang. And TikTok is Yun Sauce 3.
Oh, what do you do on TikTok? Do you dance?
I do a day in my life.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Of a professional wrestler.
And yes, Jamie, where can we all find you?
You can all find me at JazzyYang.com. Everything, if you want to get to me, you go through her. So, like,
Great dad. And you can find me at DS and Ring the Belle DS on Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Yeehaw.